Shalom, family trendsetter. All praises be to the Most High. I'm out and about, so you will hear some noise in the background. Please bear with me. Now, I want y'all to bear with me in this particular video because I might be all over the place because I want to talk about the post-election. The post-election and who I believe is responsible for allowing the orange man to get another 4th term in office, which at this point I feel as if like after this, it might not be another U.S. election, but that's for later on in the video. So anyway, before I even continue, I remember when I was younger, I went to a farm. And they had a bunch of animals. They had goats. They had, I think it was a couple, if I had to guess, I believe it was about maybe 9 or 10 sheeps. They had pigs. They had other farm animals on this particular farm, right? But what I noticed about the sheeps was that they were like in a herd. They was all grouped together. And I remember they having a sheepdog. They showed us it was a sheepdog. They explained what a sheepdog responsibility was, the duty of a sheepdog. And I remember they demonstrated to us, we was actually on a field trip, and they demonstrated to us as kids what responsibility or what role a sheepdog play. So they had the sheepdog come out, and as soon as the sheep saw the sheepdog, they all got into a position, like they all start behaving in what I would refer to as an obedient fashion, right? The sheepdog, they didn't even do anything, just came out and shit. The sheep saw the dog, but they all started to like make a formation, almost getting ready to move together as a collective. And, I was amazed by it because I was like, wow, I never seen anything like this before. But the sheepdog never really reacted. He just came out, showed his presence, and everybody got in line and shit, right? Why am I even talking about sheepdogs? It's simply because the American people, both black and white and others, right, remind me of sheeps. Because sheeps are dumb animals, so much so they need a shepherd to guide them, to lead them. And a lot of times our people, meaning black folks, we go along to get along. It's almost like we got this mentality, right? The Stockholm syndrome, like, we gotta love our enemy and shit, turn the other cheek, because, a fucking book, a Bible told y'all to do so. Love your enemy, turn the other cheek, slave obey your earthly master, shit like that, right? So we have black folks deciding to vote for Trump. Well, they already decided because Trump is already now another 4th-term president, because you have black and Latino men as well as white men, suburban white women, decided they're going to vote Trump in, along with who they refer to as rednecks and trailer trash, right? That's a very derogatory term. I don't like stating it, but that's what they refer to them as, right? The degenerates of the white population. So what incentive did they give the black man to vote for Trump? What incentive did Trump give them to vote for him? They say they didn't vote for Kamala because, she wasn't trying to talk about giving us reparation. She went on a couple of podcasts, a couple of interviews, and she didn't, mention anything about reparation, as if she's an idiot. Just really think about it. So this woman is trying to be elected as the president. And before that, they like to push buttons and shit. They want to see where their heads is at, right? So they're going to invite her, or let's say on the Breakfast Club, and they're going to ask a question about reparations. She's going to say, oh yeah, don't worry about it. Once I become president, I'm going to give black people reparation. Do y'all know what reparation really is? Do y'all realize that these people will never give us reparation? Because if they gave us all this money that we're asking for, you think they want us to be equal with them? In order for somebody to be rich, someone has to be poor. So you really believe that these hybrids are ready to give us reparation? You think Kamala Harris is stupid? You think she's going to go on there and say, oh yeah, don't worry about it. As soon as I become president, I'm going to give y'all what y'all want, black people. Do you realize even during her career, when she was a prosecutor, She had to literally start prosecuting her own before she can even get the job. You know what I'm saying? These devils do not like us. They're nothing like us, family. They're nothing like us. So therefore, they will do nothing for us. And if you decide to go against the grain, if you decide to be one like them, for example, in her case, she wanted to become the commander-in-chief of the United States of America, the corporation. She would have to act or play the role just like them. Obama didn't do anything for black folks when he was in office. He might have done a lot for the economy because, see, when Obama got the White House, remember, Bush fucked the economy up. And what they say, let's give it to the niggers because, we don't want to give it to another white man and he can't bounce back. And then we don't look like we know what we're doing. So let's give it to a nigger that way for the next 4 years. When he doesn't, because they thought he was going to do bad. When he doesn't do good, we can say, well, see, this is why we can't give niggers the key to the White House. But you know what happened? Obama gave him a hokey doke. Obama is not 100% black. See, a lot of y'all forget about that shit. He may look like us, but not all skin folks are kin folks. Obama's mother is white. And Obama's daddy is African, Hamitic. He's a Hamite. He's not a Negro, right? So what happened was they fucked up because Obama knew the tricks of the trade. Because remember, all president, in case you didn't know, all president are blood related, except for Trump. This was why he's an outcast. All presidents are related. That's for another video, though. So when they gave the White House to Obama, because this man is well educated, right? Went amongst these devils and learned their tricks of the trade. He did very good. Not only did he utilize what he already knew about how things work in their system, he brought his own with him. You know what I'm saying? He brought his own ambition into becoming the president, and that's why he did so well the first time. They gave him a second term. You know what I mean? But with Kamala, it's a little different because remember, they didn't even want that Hillary bitch to become president. See, America is not ready for a female president. So if they didn't give it to one of their own hybrid female, you think they're going to give it to a so-called black woman? And I know a lot of y'all like to say, oh, she's not really black. Well, she look black to me. I don't care what she's mixed with. She got the skin color of a black woman. When I see her, I don't see East Indian or whatever. I see a black woman. She may not have the mindset of a nigga, but she sure look like us. So what I believe happened, right? They tricked y'all goofy niggas. And niggas is different from black folks for me. These niggas and Latinos that voted for Trump because they're saying, well, Kamala is not doing anything for the black community. What did Trump offer you niggas? Did Trump say he was going to give y'all reparation? No, he didn't. So why y'all felt the need to go vote for this hybrid? Trump don't care. Matter of fact, what Trump said he was going to do, he said he was going to give police officers immunity. What's that word? What's that word? You know what I'm saying? All out rights to fuck us up. It's a word. I can't pronounce it. You know what I'm talking about. Humidity, whatever, right? He going to give them rights where if they decide to bust our fucking white meat open, guess what? They're not going to be held accountable. They're just doing their job. That's what Trump said he was going to do. And if he's going to give them all this power, who the first person you think they're going to come after? Us, black and brown people, the same dummies that vote him into office. Trump cared nothing about us. He cared nothing about this country. Trump is going to sell this country out to Russia. Trust me when I tell you that. You see what happened the other day with the bomb scare? They said Russia was behind it. Russia don't want no motherfucking Kamala Harris to be no president because Kamala Harris, the Democratic Party, they don't want to deal. They have beef with Russia. You see what I'm saying? And what they have done, fam, I'm about to explain something to y'all real quick. And I want y'all to pay attention how they set Kamala up. Along with these goofy-ass so-called black men and Latino men and white women and suburban white women, right? You got to understand something. This country was founded on white supremacy. They stole this fucking country. They stole this world. These devils came out of the cave and wreaked havoc on the world, right? Because they are warrior-like beings. I want to say people, but they're warrior-like beings. So what they did is set Kamala up real good. They made her felt like they got her back, right? Because this is a deal. They knew that eventually Biden would have to drop out of the race. They know he couldn't, hold his own in another 4-year term, right? So what they did, they gave him the 3 years to do what he wanted to do, make him feel special and shit. All these devils, they like to chase power. So they gave him what he always wanted. Because remember, this is like, the second time he ran for the presidency? So they said, all right, let's give him 3 years. Because the power that shouldn't be is in charge of everything. So they gave him, 3 years? And the last year, you know what they said? Well, we got to get rid of him. Because if we keep him on board, he's going to fuck us over in the next election process. But there was a problem. They couldn't get an outsider to come in because remember, Kamala is next in line. She's the VP. So they were stuck with Kamala. But they said, you know what? Damn, we don't really want this bitch. And that's how they talk about black folks. Because remember, Trump called her a prostitute and shit in one of his rally speech. But anyway, they said, we don't want her as no damn president. But we can't really bring an outsider in because for the optics of the world, it got to look good for the world and shit. So we got to keep her in there. But you know what? Damn, we really don't want Trump either. But that's who, white supremacy has selected. Because you have white supremacy in the Democratic Party as well as you have in the Republican Party. So don't think it's only the Republican Party's white supremacists. Racist people. No, the matter of fact, the Republican was the one that actually freed the slave. The Democratic Party didn't want to free the slave. Did y'all know that shit? So what they said, you know what? Damn, we don't want Kamala to be the president. We definitely want a woman to be a president, especially a black woman of color. But at the same time, we got Trump. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do about this situation? Because Trump already got his party, the new party called MAGA. So they can't really fuck with Trump. They got to go along and get along with Trump because they know once Trump decides to talk shit about him, it's a wrap for their career. So what they did, let me speed this shit up. So what they did was they say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to flood this country with migrants under the watch of the Biden and Kamala administration. We're going to flood it. Remember, Biden already got his 3 term. He knew he wasn't going to get a second term because he's too old. He getting ready to go be retired and shit. So to sabotage her, they flood the motherfucking country with a bunch of illegal aliens or immigrants, whatever the fuck they want to call them, right? And by doing so, the Republican can have a platform to run on and say, oh, we overthrow by migrants under the Biden and Kamala administration. And that would be like a wound, right? A wound, a flesh wound. So now they have something to poke at. Then they gave away all our money and shit to this dumbass war between Russia and Ukraine, fucking up the economy even further. Because remember, when Trump was in office, he already tore the economy up with his decision not tackling the crisis. I don't want to say the word. I'm talking about the pandemic, the way he was supposed to attack it. So the economy got fucked, and it's not just here in America. It's a worldwide thing. But what happened was Biden came in and he cleaned it up. Believe it or not, he cleaned it up. But what happened because the Republican and the Democratic Party wasn't ready for a VP, a black woman VP, to become president. They sabotage her by flooding America with migrants, right? Then you have some of them, these migrants migrants crime. And of course, white people, they don't like you touching their white, precious, blonde hair, blue eye daughters, right? Because when the migrant killed that white woman, that's where the plan was in motion. So they gave Trump a platform to run on. And as much as a lot of the Democrat as well as Republican don't like Trump because he's an outsider, he's not a politician, he's an entertainer, he's a narcissist, they would rather have him because they know he's not going to fulfill a full 4-year term. Trump is on his way out. Put it this way, Trump ain't going to be president for too long. One way or the other, they're going to get rid of him. Mark my word. But I digress. So they flood America with these migrants and shit. So much so now the American citizen is fed up with this shit because they're giving them credit cards and debit cards and, just all type of shit that we as American citizens can't get. And that pissed off a lot of the Americans. So this is why they voted for Trump. Not because they really like Trump, but because they would rather have him than to have a black woman that's piggybacking off of the Biden administration that flood America with migrants, taking away their resources. That's why Trump was always saying, oh, they taking away black jobs. Like, what is black jobs? What are you trying to say? You see what I'm saying? So it was all planned. And then you have the media. You have the media behind it as well. Because every time Trump have some kind of beef or disagreement or make a statement like, oh, they're gonna break the election and steal the election, instead of the media reporting on the shit that he's saying against the American people, they're talking about what Trump is saying. Like, who gives a fuck what Trump says or how he feels about the election being stolen? But they say it enough, so now it starts to go into our, subliminal, right? Subliminally, we started taking this shit. And then people feel as if, like, the election, if Kamala was to get it, would be rigged. So the media didn't, even CNN. I would never ever watch CNN, MSNBC. I wouldn't watch any of these so-called media platforms ever again, because they all are cahoots together. They wasn't ready for Kamala. See, they couldn't have gotten rid of Kamala Harris after Biden. You know what I'm saying? Step down. They couldn't have got rid of her because she's next in line. She's a VP. It wouldn't have looked good. Wouldn't have been a good optic for the world. So they had to figure out a way how to sabotage her, because as people already spoke in the MAGA party, not the Republican Party, because there's no more Republican Party. They already spoke who they want as their leader, right? Because Trump basically is the mouthpiece for these white supremacists. Trump says what a lot of these motherfuckers feel, how they feel, right? What they really want to say, Trump will say, because he has no filter. So the media have made it basically, you know what the media did? They made it to where we got numb. We got desensitized to Trump and his antic. So Trump could come out and tell you in his Project 2025 plan that he's gonna, he's gonna redo the healthcare. He's gonna redo the education system. He's gonna take away women's right. He's gonna empower police, give them immunity. I can't say that word, right? Where if they decide to fuck us up or shoot us or kill us, whatever, they're only doing their job. They're gonna be free from prosecution. And now, because we're so conditioned to hearing Trump saying crazy shit, that let's say maybe 20 years ago, if somebody said some shit like that as a so-called candidate, they would have been disqualified. Then, to show you how dumb this fucking country is, right? These dumbass American, so-called patriot, dumbass, so-called IQ, people that need IQ tests and shit to show how smart they are, they would allow a man that's a fucking felon, 34 felonies, to run for presidency. But if you go to jail and you do your time, let's say you do a 10-year bid and come out, you can't vote. Make this shit make sense to me. So, in closing, I have a question for you goofies. You niggas and Latinos who decide to vote for Trump that didn't offer anything to y'all. I hope y'all are ready for what's to come. I hope you are ready for this tyrant to become a dictator, because trust me, after Trump, there ain't going to be no more president. He's going to change the Constitution. He's going to rewrite the laws. Whereas after him, it's going to be his son. Because I don't think Trump going to last 4 years as president. I think he's sick. He's a sick man physically, and he's ready to be expired. But I think he's setting it up. Okay, so let's say Vance might finish up the 4 year. But after Vance, you know who's going to run next? One of his sons. And they're going to, and Kamala, she's going to go back into the race. But you know what? After Trump put in place what he needs to put in place, there ain't going to be no more outsiders coming in. Trump sons are going to be the one. Just like North Korea, how they pass it down to the kids and shit. That's what's going to happen. Remember this video. I suggest y'all save it. After this year, America will be no more. Trump is going to sell out this country to the highest bidder. Because remember, the Biden administration was assisting Ukraine fighting against Russia. You think when Trump comes into office, he's going to assist Ukraine to fight his homeboy Putin? Nah, nigga, it ain't going to happen. Watch what's going to happen. Putin going to have the key to our nuclear arsenal. Mark my word. Trump cared nothing about America. He cared nothing about American people. He's going to use the military as his personal Gestapos. Okay, his personal law enforcement to go against his rival. Kamala, what's her name? Obama, Michelle, all of them. I feel sorry for them. Because the same way how they came after him, aggressively try to stop him, is the same way he's going to use the same fucking tactics they use against them. And believe me, they're going to have to get rid of him one way or the other. But you know what's going to happen? That's when the civil war that they fear the most is going to kick in. Trust me when I tell you, because guess what? These idiots that idolize Trump, right? They're going to fight. If Trump was able to take Trump out right now, believe me, these people would rise up against their own, because that's how brainwashed they are. Anyway, family, gotta go. Love y'all. Shalom.